What's up guys, it's Paraly5er here and welcome to Mythbusting Part 28. This is the series where I take your myths from the comments and test them out in the game. Today we test a bunch of game features that will teach you things that you didn't know before, as well as busting a bunch of suspicions that you may have had. Make sure you stay to watch the end of the video because Emmy and I literally broke the game beyond belief. If you have any myths of your own, be sure to leave them in the comments down below so I can use them in a future episode. Also, if you enjoy the series, please leave a like on the video, it helps out massively. A quick reminder that I do stream every single day over on twitch.tv/Paraly5er from 7 to 10 PM UK time usually. I stream all sorts of games from Black Ops 6 Zombies to Grounded to Fortnite, you know? I play all sorts of games, so drop on by and say hello one day. Today's first myth involves the infected ants that appear in New Game Plus. Myth: does black ant damage help you deal more damage against the infected soldier ants? Now, with the new trinkets in New Game Plus, there is one that does plus black ant damage specifically. And from what I've been told, the infected soldier ants are a direct copy of the black soldier ants, which is why they're weak to the exact same things. So, does that mean that the infected soldier ants are going to take more damage from the black ant damage buff? Let's test it out. I found myself an infected soldier ant and began chopping his face off. I did this with and without black ant damage increase equipped, and as you can see by the side-by-side comparison, the damage dealt by both is the exact same each hit, which means that this myth is in fact busted. Using black ant damage does not increase your damage against the infected soldier ants, unfortunately. Our next myth ties into the previous one. Myth: does increased ant damage work against the infected ants? Now, the infected ants are a type of ant, and ant damage should increase the damage against all ant types in the game. So does that mean ant damage will also work on the infected ants? Let's test it out. As you can see here on the side-by-side, with and without ant damage, when I did have the ant damage equipped, I did significantly more damage to this infected ant. Thus, this myth is confirmed. Increasing your ant damage does indeed work against the infected ants. I'm glad to see that this was properly implemented into the game and works seamlessly. This is very reassuring. Next up, we have another myth involving another creature. Myth: does the Bard's Tudor stop the wasps from attacking you even when you're chopping down their hives? Now, the Bard's Tudor is a hat that can be crafted after defeating the Wasp Queen, and it makes it so that wasps no longer attack you, but bees do. The best comparison I can make here is it's similar to stealing ant eggs from the ant hill. That would make the ants get mad, even if you had full red ant armor. So will chopping the nest down also make the wasps get mad, even if you have the Bard's Tudor on? I headed up and chopped down a wasp's nest, but as you can see, they didn't get angry at me at all. Just for testing purposes, I also headed to New Game Plus to try this out, and once again, the wasps just didn't get angry at me. They were completely fine with what I was doing, so this myth is confirmed. The Bard's Tudor works both against the wasps and against the wasps when you're cutting down their nests. They just don't care. The next myth we have involves a cute, fuzzy friend of ours. Myth: if you hold grass planks as a human and then go into HandyNat and pick up more grass planks, both of them will count towards your building limit. Let's check it out. I first had to make sure I was away from all of my nearby pallets so that they wouldn't interfere with this test. Then I picked up 2 grass planks before heading into HandyNat and picking up another 2 grass planks. As you can see, when I went to build this wall, it said I had a total of 4 grass planks, meaning this myth is confirmed. It does take into account both the amount of planks that your player is holding and also the amount that the HandyNat is holding. So if you're trying to build, it will be much easier if you pick up a bunch for your player and your HandyNat at the exact same time if you don't have any pallets built nearby. Next up is a myth that I've always felt was true, but I wanted to test it properly. Myth: you get more insulating lava spikes from Ladybird Lava inside of the Ladybird Lava cave. Now, this is something I've always thought to be true, but is it actually, or does it just seem that way? Let's find out. I started by heading into the Ladybird Lava cave and then taking out any and all Ladybird Lava. The only loot buff I used here was Dissection Expert, and I chose not to loot the infused ones as I wasn't sure how this would affect the loot drops. Overall, I killed 25 Ladybird larvae and got 6 insulating lava spikes, a pretty good return of 24%. Then, I headed around the upper yard and took out a bunch of Ladybird lava far from the cave. These included areas like the barbecue spill, Moldork Castle, and the toolbox. After 25 more Ladybird Larvae, I got 5 insulating lava spikes, which is a return of around 20%. Now these numbers are extremely similar, with only one extra trinket in the cave, which I'm going to put down to pure luck, and say that this myth is busted. You don't get more insulating lava spikes when taking out lavas in the cave. The drop rate seems to be 20% regardless of whether you're in the cave or not. Emmy discovered today's next myth while we were playing together. Myth, going into New Game Plus skips the day. Let's find out. As you can see, I'm on day 202 and it's 8:41 AM in game. I use the remixer to head into the next iteration of New Game Plus, and when I open the menu, I see it's now day 203 at 7 AM, meaning this myth is confirmed. It does indeed skip the day when you enter New Game Plus, which can both be useful and annoying. Today's next myth involves your favorite cute little friends. Myth, you can hot deposit items to your pets. Now, hot deposit is a feature in the game that lets you drop items into chests without opening them if you have the same item in your inventory as is in the chest. But can you use this with pets too? I grabbed my fire ant pet from his pet house and gave him some plant fiber before trying to hot deposit, but this did nothing. Then I put him back into his pet house and tried again, but once again it didn't work. So this myth is busted. You sadly can't use your pets to hot deposit items. Our next myth involves the slowest crafting station in the game. Myth, lint rope spins slower than crude rope in the spinning wheel. Now I was just spinning up some stuff on these wheels the other day, and it made me wonder if any of these items take longer to spin using this station. So I threw down 3 spinning wheels and started spinning crude rope on one, silk on another, and lint on the third. I waited for a little bit, and as you can see, they all finished one after the other, just as I had started them, so this myth is busted as crude rope, silk, and lint all take the exact same amount of time to process using the spinning wheel. Next, we have a myth from Quad, who says, myth, standing targets cannot be broken by you or bugs. Now, we tested this in the past with the Mant Gong, but sadly bugs were in fact able to break it, so I decided to try out all 3 targets. First we have the regular target, then the standing target, and finally the target dummy. I started by hitting them all, and as you can see, you can't break them using a sword. That's kind of the point of them. Next, I got some ants to attack me, and as you can see, they couldn't hit the standing target, but they were able to damage the target dummy. Finally, I pulled over a bombardier to hit the target and standing target, but it wasn't able to damage either of these at all. So this myth is confirmed. These objects are actually not breakable by creatures, meaning you could use them in theory to make certain Java-matic defenses really, really easy. Not that I'm giving anyone any ideas here. Our penultimate myth today has been sent in by Aaron, who says, myth, if you put ant eggs into your pet's inventories and then put them in a pet house, then the eggs won't hatch. Let's find out. I first headed to the anthill and grabbed a bunch of red ant eggs. I headed back to my baby fire ant and put 4 eggs into its inventory before depositing him back into his pet house. I waited a while and kept a few ant eggs on me too to check when they were supposed to hatch. After a while, the eggs I was holding started to hatch, but the ones the baby fire ant had didn't. Until they did, and there were ants everywhere. So this myth is sadly busted. You can't keep ant eggs in the pet's inventory to stop them from hatching. The final myth of today's episode involves a couple of cutscenes. Myth, you can open the pond dome and plug the haze at the same time. Now I wanted to see if it was going to be possible to activate both of these cutscenes at once, and if we did, what would happen. So I got some help from the fabulous Emmy, and we tried over and over to get this happen. Emmy and I tried to do it for around 20 minutes, and eventually we were able to be perfectly in sync, and this is what happened.
Oh, we did it. I definitely clicked mine.
Yeah?
Yes. I 100% clicked on mine. I know I did. I saw it go like gray. You know how it does?
Yeah, you saw the gun go in?
Yes.
What? You see that?
Yeah, what the hell was that?
What's going on with the game? Oh, we did it!
Oh my god.
Look at it.
Let's go.
What? We broke the game. That's right, we bugged out the entire game here. The camera was completely stuck in the sky. We both saw the exact same screen, and we broke grounded. We couldn't quite believe it, but we thought this was hilarious, and we just had to put this into a myth-busting video. So this myth is in fact confirmed. You can do both cutscenes at the same time, but it does completely break the game. To fix this glitch, you can just die though. Thanks for watching today's episode of Mythbusting. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like on it. Leave your myths in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next Grounded video. Have a great rest of your day.